Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about the Braxtons Season 1 finale.
Listen here, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. Thank you all for following us in this season of the Braxtons. A lot of y'all feel like this should be one and done. I'm not pointing no fingers. But they will be back.
Oh, okay.
And we will be back with them. Make sure y'all join us for Tia's show. The next act, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to it.
I can't say that much, but okay. I'll be here. I'll be here. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Walk us through this last episode, please.
So we see Toni and Cedric. They are rehearsing for their Love and Laughter show.
Yeah.
She is just trying to pace herself, be patient with her body, and not put too much stress on herself.
Yeah.
So that way she can get through all of the acts. I think she said it's like over 20 something shows that they have to do. And they've really only had 3 days to practice on stage. Everything else has been in the rehearsal space.
Yeah, I think she said 20 weeks of
20
shows.
weeks. Okay.
20 weeks of shows and things of that nature. I have nothing to say about that scene. Let's keep going.
So Trina and Vaughn, they have their own cooking show that they do on live. It looks like it was on live. So she invited her mom, Miss Evelyn, to come work on the show with them.
Yeah.
So after they get done cooking, she's talking to her mom, and Trina and Tamar are going to go to Toni's premiere night, and then Mama E and Towanda are going to the second show. Trina's also going to that show because she says she needed to be at both.
Okay.
But Toni just didn't want to have all the family there one night. She kind of felt like that'd be a little overwhelming to her, so they are going to split up when they're going to show up.
Okay.
Trina says that she's been to counseling and she can see some improvements, that she's been able to sleep through the night. She's not up at like 2 something in the morning cooking anymore.
Yeah.
There's so much more she wants to do in life, and she doesn't want her mom to lose another child. So she is really taking the time to take care of herself. And her mom was worried when she heard that her daughter was eating and drinking her feelings.
Yes, that she was self-medicating. I will say, based off of their little cooking show and things like that, it was, I don't know if y'all remember weeks ago with the whole Kevin Jr. when that video came out, the week of or things like that, Trina says something about maybe some special video need to come out. Some people are alleging that maybe Trina has something to do with it. To me, I'm like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, based on this scene alone, Trina's the only one that really showed us what she do in her everyday life, right? I'm not saying it's much now. I'm not saying that it's a lot, but I'm saying out of all the sisters, this is basically the Trina show.
I mean, I feel like we're in Trina's home. We're spending quality time with her kids and her husband. And even if, her husband has his ways about him, we're seeing what his ways are.
Yeah.
And we're not hiding it.
So thank you, Trina, for the Trina show. Because this was not the Braxton show that I was expecting.
Yeah, but I am really happy to hear that counseling is working out for Trina.
Yes.
And that it is making a difference in how she's able to cope and sleep and kind of start working towards taking better care of herself. So
100%.
it was good to hear that.
100%.
Then we see Towanda. She gets to the radio show. She is there to promote she and Trina's beauty line and her podcast with Sean. So she discusses how she cut her hair off in solidarity with Traci, but it was also because she had alopecia.
Respect.
She was talking to the lady who was helping her develop her skincare line, and the lady said, well, you should really come out with your alopecia story. Like, that's something that's going to probably, create a big impact for the line, especially since the line, the way that she said it was something like alopecia or whatever. Alope, I think, is what the name of the line was.
Okay.
And it was about alopecia and masks for the hair and shampoo, conditioners, and masks for your skin and all that type of stuff for your scalp. So it made sense for her to come out with it in addition to the line. But she said first she had to let Sean know. So she ended up letting Sean know, and he was very supportive to her. And she just doesn't want people to walk in shame.
I would say that hopefully we will see more Towanda. Like I said, respect to her coming out about her diagnosis with the alopecia and things like that, and not being shameful about it. Because truth be told, it's very common.
Oh yeah,
it's very common, and I wouldn't have known because in my head I'd be like, she like pigtails. You get what I'm saying? She like that split in the middle. You know what I mean? But many times than not, this is just an example of women letting us men and things of that nature into their business and giving us basically some knowledge and some understanding on what y'all go through when it comes to that, because honestly I would have had no idea. I would have had no idea. The minute you see a bald head and things like that, you think other things, especially during a time where her sister was sick. So you just like, are you good? Is everything good with you? So it's good that she was actually transparent with that part of her life and things of that nature. Now, her going there to promote her and Sean's podcast, I have different thoughts about that, and I'll get to that near the end of the episode.
All right. So Tamar meets up with a medium Taz along with two of her friends. Tamar was upset to hear that she was at odds with Traci. She knew that they had disagreements, but she didn't think they were in that bad of a place to where Traci couldn't tell her that she was dying. Okay. So Taz taps into Traci, and she's saying that Traci is very emotional. She's saying, I'm sorry. She wishes she could have done things differently. And Tamar is her baby sister. And with the baby, you want to try to protect them. And that's the way that Traci went about it while she was living. Tamar says that she has a lot of regrets. She feels she didn't get a chance to be the sister that she wanted to be to her. At the end, she tried to be a good sister, but she didn't feel like she had enough time to make it right. Taz says that Traci feels that you had showed your love and support, and it doesn't matter the time. The fact that you were there and you showed it is what matters. Her death created division instead of the family coming together, and that is all that Traci wants, is to see the family come together. So Tamar wants to show up as a supportive, loving sister to all of her sisters. She wants to show up as a good daughter to her mom. She feels that she hasn't been that great of a support system to people in her life, and that's something that she wants to change moving forward.
What are your thoughts on this scene? I'll actually let you go first.
I don't know. I feel like Tamar is always talking to a medium, an energy healer, energy worker. Like, it's always like something with her. And I guess, people will tap into and find different things that help them to find ways to cope and to feel like some type of like closure about a situation. So if that's how she goes about it, I guess that's her business or whatever. But I'm just like, I feel like Tamar, just be better. Okay.
Come on now, Blair.
Like I get the intention of wanting to talk about how you want to be and how you want to show up. But it would make a whole lot of a huge difference if maybe you were there for the important events and you did show up as support and you didn't make things about yourself when you were around the family.
Come on.
So like if we're using the example as Traci's going away celebration, or just the fact that, it was her birthday and we were celebrating that. How did the conversation turn into, well, I didn't know until the nurse got there and I was upset, and then the family and Trina's trying to tell you y'all were at odds. Towanda has to get up and leave because she's like, this ain't even what this is about. She can't even sit here for the conversation. So I'm just like, Tamar, I hear what you're saying, but your actions aren't really aligning up with what you say you want to do. So it's just hard. It's just hard for me to connect on that point.
Listen, if you go touch it, Blair, touch it all the way. Right? A lot of people, and when I say a lot, it's not a lot of people, but a good number of people didn't like the fact that I called Tamar a narcissist. And I was tempted to say Tamar is still a narcissist in this episode's title, but I'm not gonna go there with y'all. I'm just gonna say it in real time. I don't understand why Tamar try to do these extravagant, complicated things to amend things and really like look past the simple things. Like, oh, let me try to get in touch with the dead so I can fix my regrets. Besides, try to amend things with the living. Right. Like. I understand some people believe that's a real career and the whole thing of getting in touch with the dead. Listen here, you can't do that stuff with me because I'm asking questions to see if you real or not. And truth be told, I don't care what the dead say. Yeah. My thing is, truth be told, Tamar needs to understand, and if they just be a little bit more transparent as a whole, as a family, sisters, beef. Brothers, beef. Siblings have beef. Throughout this whole week or like the week prior, we heard that Tia and Tamara is not as close, right? But they make it seem like it's a big deal. And I'm like, y'all only making it a big deal. Siblings beef all the time. And maybe because we seen them on TV, the Braxtons and things like that, and we seen kind of like how it been molded and how it been displayed to us, that we can look at it and say, hey, Tamar, you actually do hold some you need to take some accountability in this. I understand that Tamar has boundaries and things like that should be respected. Towanda says I am respecting Tamar's boundaries and things like that. But based on how you carried yourself throughout the show, in my opinion, you did a lot of look at me, y'all. I'm here because y'all wanted me here, but I don't really want to be here.
Yeah.
And that doesn't lead to a good show.
And that doesn't feel supportive.
No, it doesn't.
You say you want to be supportive. You come on the show to be there because of Traci and also to, be part of this cast,
yes.
As, what do they call it? I don't know.
A friend of the show?
No.
I totally took you out your train of thought. My fault.
But basically, like, you're a part of this cast of multiple people who are the ones who make the show a success.
Yes.
But you have one toe in and one toe out.
Ensemble,
yes. This ensemble cast.
See, I would be good at taboo. You would be terrible at taboo with me, okay? Thank you.
And so I guess that's the frustrating part is, like, I feel like I'm repeating myself now. But yes, it's like you want to be supportive and all these types of things, but you come onto this ensemble cast with this attitude. That is not supportive.
No, it's not. It's not supportive.
That's undermining.
Exactly.
So.
And somebody pointed out in the comments below that, like, how come we don't get on Toni about it? Listen here. Toni is not the one that's coming on the show saying how much she don't want to be on the show.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? We are not just going to, just because Toni is boring doesn't mean she's doing the same thing as Tamar.
Yeah.
I have a problem with Toni coming on and saying lupus, 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 lupus.
Okay.
Every time. You get what I'm saying? Show us something else. Because I'm sure your life is more, even though it is a big part about your health scare, but show us more about Toni Braxton. That is very different than, I'm here, y'all, but I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
You know what? I got to do a photo shoot. I do my own photo shoot instead of being with the family. And now you want to go to these great lengths of trying to get in touch with the dead instead of fixing what's wrong with the living.
Right.
That's a narcissist. Those are traits of a narcissist, to where they always point it back to themselves of, like, what about me? Why didn't you tell me about Kevin Jr.? Why didn't I know about Traci? Why me? You know what? I'm making boundaries because I need somebody on set to make sure that I don't do that will unravel all the work I've done. It's all traits of that.
Yeah.
And my whole thing is this, as I get to my conclusion, because this is basically the only good scene of the whole show, basically. Tamar, if you don't want to be there, don't come back for season 2. I'm saying it flat out. And truth be told, I say that scared. No, I'm not gonna lie, because Tamar, you don't understand how much of an important part you play and how much you are a superstar to this type of show. Right. But my thing is, I don't want to force nobody to be there. Evelyn, your mama is not your even though she's your mama, you are not under her guardianship no more. If you don't want to be on the show, do not come on my TV screen telling me how much you don't want to be here, but it's for Traci. like I don't need that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because we got something to review and we need things.
Right.
Okay? Let's move on, please.
So it is opening night for the Love and Laughter show.
Yeah.
Toni's nervous. Her health is fragile, but she is hoping to get through it.
We heard that throughout this whole season.
Yeah.
And guess what? We're praying for you, Toni.
Yeah. And we're happy that she got through her first couple of shows.
Yes.
Towanda, Trina, and Miss E, she had her show. Tamar was there. She was there to support her sister. So I got to give her, her props when she's there. I'm not going to skip over that. And she was there and she, did her thing or whatever. Or whatever. She did her thing.
Thank you. I'm about to say, whatever don't sound nice.
Now we're moving on to Towanda, Trina, and Miss E. It looked like they were having drinks, like maybe in like the lobby of a hotel or something like that.
Yeah.
Before Toni's second show. So Towanda and Trina, they are going to be a part of this show tonight. They were told that it's going to be part of some skit, but they weren't clued in on what the skit was going to be.
Yeah.
So.
And just stop right there for a second.
Okay.
In this scene, Miss Evelyn tried to cover up, because you got to read between the lines, try to cover up for Tamar. And I think that's where a lot of people's dislike for Tamar coming at, because they like Miss Evelyn always give Tamar more rope than everybody else and things like that.
Okay.
She said, Tamar was here for the first show, but she had to leave because she had to go back home to be with her son. And that just shows how much of a person Tamar is. Family is important to her, right? I don't know what's going on with her son or things like that, to where they couldn't come to Vegas. They couldn't make a time out in Vegas. But it is discouraging. Even though Tamar was there for the first show, it would have been nice to see all of them there together for a show.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But it's discouraging, and I'm sorry to blend stories. I gotta talk about Tamar because this is the only interesting thing that happened in this episode. We see the lengths that she would go for JR. Come on now. Come on. If you go touch it, Blair. we will see the lengths that she would go for Jeremy, if you don't know his real name.
Yeah.
Right? But when it comes to the sisters, boundaries.
Yeah.
When it comes to the sisters, no, me.
Yeah.
I gotta get in touch with a medium. It's like no. We see the lengths that you would go for the living.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say about Tamar. Don't come back if you don't want to be here next season. That's all I gotta say.
So what's her name? Trina and Towanda.
Yeah.
They get raised up onto the stage.
They on the stage.
They sing some type of toilet paper song that they made up when they were little.
Yeah.
And Cedric says, well, let's get somebody from the audience who says they know it. So they bring Sean up on stage, and it's not really that he knows the toilet paper song, but he is there and he proposes to Towanda.
Yeah.
So Towanda says yes. She's super happy. She's engaged. And he also said this speech about how 8 years is really important.
So many numbers.
And how 8 is such an important number. But the thing is, the whole season, Tawanda's been saying they've been together for 9 years.
I heard Toni say 10.
And then Toni said something about 10 years. So is it what? 6 to 8 to 9? To 8 to 9 to 10? Like, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
So... then we see Towanda, Toni, Miss E, and Trina. They all meet up for dinner.
Yeah.
They all really enjoyed Toni's show, and they're happy to have wrapped up the season. They feel that Traci would be proud.
Yeah, I don't want to hear Traci name no more next season. Respect to Traci. Traci, you did your part, and we pray for healing for your husband and your son. Mm-hmm. I feel like that was respectful. Was that respectful? Yeah. Okay, let's put them to the side. Mm-hmm. Right? Blair, I got a question. Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can I ask you a question? I asked.
Yes.
If it wasn't broadcast on the show, would Sean propose to Towanda?
No.
Whoa.
Because why did he wait? I think it was probably 4 years since Braxton Family Values, or since he asked the daddy for the hand in marriage. Mm-hmm. Why are you waiting until the cameras come back around? If you really want to marry this lady, why are you waiting for this? And then the whole time he's like, I got a plan, and I have a special way I want to do it, and all this type of stuff. And I'm just like, so. For me, I just don't believe it that this was really a plan in the works, because number one, how long did you know that Toni was going to have the Love and Laughter tour? Okay. And did you know when the dates were of when she was going to have the tour? Okay. And did you get in contact with Cedric during that time frame? Because to me, that
probably
tells
Toni.
Okay, to Toni. Yeah, about the time frame of that, whatever the case may be. To me, it just sounds like, the cameras are back around. We're filming again. You got a show coming up. The family's going to be there. I'm going to have Towanda on the stage. Okay, that sounds like the perfect time. Versus, I really want to marry and be with this woman, so let me find a special way to propose to her that's special to us, not special for the public to see us.
Yeah. And I wonder what is only thing that we seen about Towanda is her promoting something. Yeah. Not, remember, promoting supposed to be the benefit, one of the benefits of reality TV, but that's not really the purpose of reality TV. Towanda, the most thing we heard about Towanda is her alopecia, which we already knew, her promoting a podcast with Sean, and her getting engaged. Mm-hmm. Nothing personal about her. And I wonder if they are just using, talk about Towanda and Sean, this platform to just promote.
Sound like it.
To just promote this podcast, which I'm not going to say we don't care about, but this is the Braxtons show. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Like, we want to see about Toni. We want to see about Tamar. We want to see about Trina. We want to see about Towanda. Miss Evelyn, I personally feel like you can, Mm-hmm. But I just personally feel like this was WWE. This was pro wrestling. Mm-hmm. The way this proposal came about, I'm like you. I don't think he would have proposed if the show didn't come back. Maybe this is why Towanda wanted the show to come back. Everybody wanted the show to come back, and they're like, this is the only way I'm gonna get a ring. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? But overall, how I feel about this season, before I ask you about this season, Blair, it could have been better. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know if it could have been better because we had high expectations for the Braxtons and things like that. That was one of the first reality TV shows I've ever seen growing up. And I think we just fell in love with the dynamic of how they were, especially Tamar breaking out and her standing out alone and things like that. But this was, I would say overall, I never would judge a show, even though they had Braxton Family Values. I will never judge a show off of one season alone. I'll give you 2. I'm going to judge it after season 2. Mm-hmm. What is your thoughts on this season, Blair?
Oh yeah, it was not. It was not it.
Goodness.
And I think we can wrap this on up.
Put
a nice little bow on it.
Give them 2 seasons.
Y'all did it for Tracy. We saw the flashbacks. We got to see Tracy in her final days.
Yeah.
And you guys did her justice, and let's move on with our lives. I feel like nobody's really interesting enough to carry the show.
Wow.
And nobody is really letting us into their business like that, which cool.
It's your
life.
It's your life.
I don't want y'all in my business. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, you're on a reality show. I want to know something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to have something to talk about. I want to have something, not necessarily to like get into your business about, but something that sparks conversation to where people can relate to what other people are going through. And I think that it was really real and honest and raw. A lot of the scenes where it was with the therapist and trying to get down to the bottom of how people were feeling and how the grief was affecting their day-to-day life. Like that's the type of stuff that I felt like was really substantial about the show. But once we get past that, there was really nothing there. And that was kind of unfortunate that was all you guys really had, and there was nothing that you guys could build upon with the season for that. So if we go past doing it for Tracy, what is there left for the sisters in the show? So especially with everybody living in their own little silos, having their own family, living life independently, which is normal. Y'all are like 40-something-year-old grown women. Like I don't expect y'all to hang out, be around each other, especially y'all don't even live in the same states like most of y'all. So it's like, I get it, but y'all got to be more together if y'all really want the show to come about. And when you're together more, there's natural conflicts, there's natural solutions, there's natural sister bonding. But if everybody's living out an independent life on an ensemble cast, like it just doesn't work. Yeah.
Also, make sure y'all pay Kevin. Because Kevin carried this season. His name, his storyline, he was the main attraction to this season. Make sure he get the biggest paycheck out of all of y'all.
Yeah.
Because he was the one who showed up to work.
He did.
Right? Miss a court and everything. All the above. Anything else you want to share?
That's all I got.
Listen, just a reminder, subscribe, like, share, comment as y'all been doing. Thank you for that. We will be reviewing the Tia show, the My Next Act or something like that. I think that's what it's called. We will be doing that. Blair says she's excited. I'm here. I will let y'all know how excited I am after the first episode. Okay. I haven't seen any teasers. I haven't seen any trailers. Only thing I hear is that she's not as close with her sister. And guess what? Perfect timing, perfect promotion based on the show. I don't think we go see the sister on the show. You get what I'm saying? But be back next week. We will see y'all. Y'all be good.
Bye.